is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Ahaya Boadu TV so. Yamamu nyina kwaba. Na Eja Paul, the Apostle Paul Adomochiri. Akasa diafa Kevin Taylor kwatro bibi de to Facebook. Na mekra me hu ye na me ade den na boyi a kirewi. Ye na mdem twem. Anche bia na yebeti so Okatakyie fifa mensa. Enso atwa to Facebook say oni Kevin Taylor papa court case no. Court dismiss asem no. Wabo ato egu. Ama wa awode 8,000 Ghana cedi diama ono Okatakyie fifa mensa. Ene say anything Kevin control we need to say judge one justice one city up no. Now, Kola do much say a threat to Chief Justice any justice na Kevin Taylor eboni dey no. Na wa chirechim dey tia wakasa. Wo ye no sin chen a wo se nam sa abayo no an daily hwan na sansa no. Enam no so ntina Kevin Taylor ye sa no oye no ho sa no. Eno so Paul Adomochiri afa break mu bewure mu abayo ano sisi a de aye ne de parliament nso esomo nti ne case no asa a big case. Now E levy versus D levy eno so wewure mu a church sika ebekomu a adabafo bitua nyina.
So Okatakyie Frifa here, he's won a significant victory in the court. He was sued for defamation by a person who should not even be talking about defamation, given all what is happening. But that's okay. Ghana is a democracy. Everyone can sue, can they? So he was sued for defamation, and he won the defamation case. The defamation suit was dismissed. And then comes this fugitive from justice sitting in America, putting on posts threatening the judge, threatens the judge that Justice Elfrida Ami Denchi of General Jurisdiction 5, please sit up. How dare you cannot even read one sentence of law? You don't know anything. Your last education was SS2. Then you come and threaten a judge. It's the same thing he did, and he threatened the justice. He showed contempt to Justice Chebafo, and the contempt is waiting for him, and that's why he comes to Ghana, he has to run away. Now he's threatening a judge, a female judge for that matter. Look at you. You achieved nothing. You are empty-head. You will not admire a female judge so that the young woman in Ghana will see you are threatening a female judge. Let me see the photograph of the judge and let's hear what we are hearing tonight. We are hearing Justice Bafuboni, who is the acting Chief Justice. My Lord, we are hearing that this guy has threatened you and called you to threaten you that you should discipline Justice Elfrida Denchi of the General Jurisdiction 5, a female judge who has today dismissed a defamation application brought by somebody who this guy is interested in. And the judge dismissed the application completely in favor of Okatakyie Frifa. This was a defamation in Accra High Court. And this guy who says that he controls the whole of Ghana because NDC are in power, he controls the whole of Ghana, sits in America, and is bragging to people that he has called Justice Bafuboni, the acting Chief Justice. I cannot believe it. I don't believe it. But he says that he has phoned Justice Bafuboni and threatened Justice Bafuboni, and Justice Bafuboni has responded to the fact that Justice Elfrida Denchi of the General Jurisdiction will be disciplined. My goodness. My goodness. I don't understand that. I don't believe it. I know Justice Bafuboni somewhat. I don't think he's malleable to some of these things. I don't think so. But this is the story making the rounds in media houses tonight. That, hey, Charlie, the guy says he's called Justice Bafuboni. He's threatened people in Jubilee House. He's threatened everybody. And so Justice Bafuboni is going to take disciplinary action against Justice Elfrida Denchi. Elfrida Denchi, nobody will take disciplinary action against you for coming to a judicial decision. What does that mean? What is Ghana becoming off to? What's happening? Why should somebody whose his last level of education was SS2? There's no problem with that. You can finish at SS1 and become somebody great. There's no problem with that. But it just means that you don't have expertise in a certain area. You can have expertise in another area. Your last education was SS2. And then you come and threaten a female judge that he has dismissed an application brought by your relative against Okatakyie Frifa. So you are threatening her that she will be sacked, and you put a Facebook and tell her to sit up. You are not even embarrassed. You criminal blackmailing people, you are threatening a judge. You, the same person who has a contempt sitting against you, Justice Bafuboni knows that. This guy has a contempt application in Chebafo's court to answer. Chebafor is a court of appeal judge On that occasion, he sat as an additional High Court judge. And Justice Bafuboni knows that Che Bafo has a contempt application against this fugitive from justice. It is for that reason that some of the NDC ministers told him when he first came, I understand he's come a second time, told him when he first came that, look, this guy has to leave because there's a contempt application in Justice Che Bafo's court. I understand that Duji Tamaklo and Nana Tudazi have been trying hard to find a way around it. But tonight he says that he's threatened Justice Bafuboni and told Justice Bafuboni what to do. That's what he said. He has told Justice Bafuboni what to do. And so Justice Elfreda Denchi of the High Court, General Jurisdiction 5, will be disciplined and will be punished. We should not sit down for that to happen. We will not sit down for that to happen. That's not going to happen. Let's switch over. You see, the reason why I believe that's not going to happen is because of this photograph. That is why I believe that Justice Bafuboni will not respond to any such. And that's why I have a glimmer of hope that this empty head does not control any government appointee. You can do politics, you can be friends with politicians, but in terms of control, you need a bit of experience, expertise, and intellect. That a person who has finished SSS2 as his last point of education, who is an avowed blackmailer, goes around blackmailing people, says untruths. You heard Okatakyie when he came here. He fashions something that's untrue. He doesn't do any journalism of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. No, nothing like that. Just, oh, this man is married to this one, he has done this one, that kind of journalism. Well, that's fine. People want to watch. It's okay. But these are not people who should be allowed to control the movement of government machinery. They shouldn't be allowed because they don't have any expertise in that regard. Governments don't work with blackmail. Government work with policy. So I'm happy about this photograph because this guy sitting in America said that Mimi Daku should be sacked. And I am happy that Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the foreign minister, Minta Akando, the health minister, did not listen to such balderdash. They don't listen to such balderdash. Such empty talk and empty head talk. You sit in America, you compare yourself to Mimi Daku, your head is empty. Block empty head, totally empty. And then you talk about Mimi Daku, who has spent all her life. Mimi Daku has spent all her life as a pharmacist working at the FDA. She comes from a good stock. Anybody who knows it can check. Mimi Daku comes from very good stock. And Mimi Daku goes to school at KNUST, finishes her pharmacy degree, and dedicates her life to a public service in that regard. And she has worked throughout the place, risen through the ranks, and became managing director appointed by Akufo-Addo. He sat there and said, oh, she's appointed by Akufo-Addo, sack her. And I'm giving Julius Debra 5 minutes. If he doesn't sack Mimi Daku, I am happy that sensible ministers and people who come to government and understand that, look, government is not about empty talk. Government is not balderdash. Government is not blackmailing people with Ansan Sadeli. Go and tell him. Go and do this with him. Send him a picture. Tell him that I'll put it on my TV if he doesn't pay you. And then they blackmail people. That's not how governments work. Oh. Governments don't work like that. So I'm happy that the Honorable Ministry of Health Ghana posted, the Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, Minister for Health and Member of Parliament, has led a delegation to secure the appointment of Dr. Delise Mimi Daku, Chief Executive Officer of the Food and Drugs Authority, as the Director General of the African Medicines Agency during the ongoing second ordinary session of the Conference of State Parties in Kigali, Rwanda. Foreign Minister gave his support. They lobbied for her. This is how governments work, not with empty heads sitting in some basement talking and blackmailing people. This is how governments work. He sat there and was giving people 5 minutes, 2 days. Sack Mimi Daku. Look at where Mimi Daku is. She has been elected as the Director General of the African Medicines Agency. This man sitting there with SS2 degree certificate, empty, block-headed. You tell the government of Ghana that a woman with such, and a woman, it's not even a man, a woman with such distinguished quality should be sacked because you sit in the basement of your Obroni wife and you are telling us that we should sack Mimi Daku. You, with your blockhead, empty, nothing, you can't read and write anything, just insulting people. That's all he knows how to do, insulting and creating phantom stories that don't exist. That kind of thing. Blockhead. No. Does anyone want his son to be like that? He should ask himself. That when people watch you, do they want their 15-year-old son to stop school at SS2 and leave? Is that what people want? They look at this guy and you want your son to be like that? He finished SS2, goes to hang around, goes to marry a certificate, gets to a basement and starts insulting people, and because of political temperature, he gets some semblance of people are listening because there's political temperature. That shouldn't be the case. That's not how Ghana is built. I'm delighted about this photograph. It means so much. It means so much to the governance system of Ghana. It means so much to the forward march of Ghana's government. Because Mimi Darko was truly appointed by Akufo-Addo. Yes, she was. But here is such a distinguished lady that every country will want her to be part of that country. Every country will want it. So President Mahama arrives, and Mimi Darko has, her parents are MPP, her in-laws are MPP. They are very, very MPP. Her father was an MPP member of parliament in Buzia's time. KG Osei-Bonsu was a member of parliament in 1969 for the Progress Party. KG Osei-Bonsu, that's Mimi Darko's father. KG Osei-Bonsu was also a member of parliament in 1979, one of Kufuor's best friends. He is a die-in-the-wool UP man. That's her father. She's married to the Darkos, who are also by and large UP, but they are not political, they are business people. And so she's truly MPP. But she has been a Food and Drugs Board all her life, distinguished herself in every capacity, from manager, administrative manager to director, and eventually Akufo-Addo appointed her. And then this guy sits in America, oh, John Mahama has come to power, sack her, sack her. Look at his empty head. Look at his empty head talking. Empty head. Look at his empty head talking. Now Mimi Darko is here. And Ablakwa is a foreign minister, the Heminta Akando, and President Mahama certainly knows about this. President Mahama knows that, look, Mimi is in pole position to become the Director General of African Medicine. Let's push her. Let's help her get it. Let's help her get it. Haven't we been in this country when President Kufuor helped Ambassador Spielgabra to secure a job at the Commonwealth Center in London? President Kufuor again helped Mrs. Betty Moldidrisu to secure a job at the head of legal secretariat in London's Commonwealth. That's how governments are run. If we allow such empty heads to sit down and be talking blackmail, this is what will happen. But I'm very delighted about this one. One of these days, I'm going to do a montage for Mimi Osei-Bonsu, Ne Osei-Bonsu, now Darko. Congratulations, Delis Mimi Darko. Congratulations. You've done an excellent job. And congratulations to the government also for supporting her in this regard. I think that comes in handy, and that's very good. Now, onto this story. So let me start with Callisto's letter. Let me start with the Callisto's letter. So we have been telling you, viewers, that we are looking at this Ansan-Sadele scandal really well. Yeah, this is the Callisto's letter. Okay, so let's start with the Callisto's letter. And it's written in 23rd May. It says that revocation of appointment and replacement to the board of the National Health Insurance Authority. I write to inform you that the President of the Republic has, with immediate effect, revoked the appointment of Ansan-Sadele as a member of the board of the National Health Insurance Authority. The President has nominated Professor Dr. Med Ernest York to replace her as the member of the board. Kindly take the necessary steps to facilitate the swearing in of Professor York, and please accept the assurances of the highest consideration of His Excellency the President of the Republic. Is signed by Callistus Mahama. This was the saving grace letter that the government moved very swiftly to cut off this blackmailer criminal called Ansan-Sadele, who works together with the fugitive sitting at the basement, blackmailing people and offering the opposition a platform, which the opposition really took. That's okay. And they come to government, and two of them want to control government, so slip her to NHIL to come and steal, blackmail, kill, destroy people. That's what she was coming to do there. That criminal of a lady, she'll be found out very soon. Now, what have we found? So far, we have now gotten the details of her passport, and we are submitting everything to the authorities. Now, this is her passport. This is Ansan-Sadele's U.S. passport. So her passport number is 646606892. That's her passport number. The name is, surname is Delhi. Given names is Ansansa. The nationality, United States of America. Date of birth, 16th August, 1986. But I don't believe that. Given this, their criminal behavior, is that her date of birth? This is criminals. She and the guy, they are criminals. They are thieves. Is that her date of birth? Do we know? People are telling me that. No. Date of issue of the passport, which will definitely be correct, 13 January 2020. And the date of expiration is 12 January 2030, 10-year passport. These are the details of Ansan-Sadele. We have the passport. We have submitted it to those who need to know, and reports and documentation is being done. We don't do things by sitting out and insulting people. We are doing documentation. Lawyers here, lawyers there. Put the document together, file it, and let's see what happens. These criminals sitting down say you're a doctor, and you come and sit on television and you are doing television program, and you get near the presidential candidate and tell him you're a doctor. You get near NDC people, and viewers, you know why I'm animated? A lot of NDC high-profile people are very angry with this criminal and the useless behavior that they put up. They are so angry that, so she was never a doctor, and she came here and told all of us that she's a doctor, and the guy also knew. We said they knew. And they are telling me these are high-profile people in Jubilee House. They're high-profile, who she has blackmailed in Jubilee. They are there, and they are all very angry. That why will the government, why the Council of State, what is this? And they are not treating this as an MPP NDC matter. They think this is a criminal who must face the books. And a lot is coming out. People are coming from their hosts and saying, oh, Me Too. It's become a Me Too movement. This criminal's behavior. Now we have more videos. We have now got the relationship between herself, her old man, how she apologized and begged, the videos and how she was begged. Everything is available. Once we deal with the people who are doing it, then we can put it out publicly. Because this is a public service work. We will not allow it to happen in Ghana again. And I'm hearing that there are so many people with degrees that are questionable. We are working on it. Some Tanko guys, he's now threatening people. We are going to deal with all of that. All of that we are going to deal. You can't come and lie to the president that I have a degree, so put me here, and the president puts you. That's not going to happen. It didn't used to happen. We don't want it to start. We don't want that creeping culture. In other countries, it's there. We hear it in other countries all the time. We don't have that here. We don't want criminals like this to bring this here. So we have already submitted this to those who need to know. This is the passport number 646606892. Surname is Dali. Given names is Ansansa. Nationality is United States of America. Date of birth, which I really doubt, is 16th August 1986. That makes it how old? I really doubt it because these people are criminals. Date of issue is 13 January and date of expiration is 12 January. This is such a criminal. Criminal. That's what they do. The other day, somebody was talking to me. When the NDC people were giving me this information, somebody talked to me and said, but don't you know that A+ works with them? I said, A+? He said, but you don't know. A+ is the one who gives the guy also information. He said, but your information, the one they're talking about, it is A+. Didn't you see what A+ said? He said that the only person to attack is this, and then the next day, it is A+. I said, it makes sense. That is why blackmail is the way they work. A+ to another blackmailer. You come and sit on TV and say that I was doing a public service work, and then your boss, Zoom Lion, he called me, and he paid me money. Look at such empty head in parliament. Empty head in parliament. He paid me money. And then I stopped. You see, I said sanitation must be decentralized. And he didn't even write that article. If you read that article, A+ cannot write that article. He can't. So we know who wrote it. You read it, you can tell the language. We know who wrote it. I started. A+ says a Zoom Lion decentralized. Then he paid me money. So when I heard that A+ works with these people, I believed it because he's also another blackmailer. Parliament has started. We are going to file. We have a minister for energy. He should not buy petrol. It's the purposes of the office. The office is the office, an inanimate office. Okay, it's a nominal figure. The office is a nominal figure. It's not a person. So people occupy it. So we understand that. But if when you are occupying that office, and for the reason of occupying the office, the Pegasus suggests that you should not buy petrol, don't come and suggest to us that 1 cedi is okay. It's terrible. It is the breakdown of governance. It's very bad government communication. You don't participate in it. You don't know it. You don't understand it. And then you come and tell us that we should not buy petrol. The other day, a few months ago, Standogwe was quarreling with me on social media about something at the airport. And I was telling him that, no, what he's saying is not correct and blah, blah. He said, oh, Paul, you shut up over there. When you travel, you don't come through the place, so you don't see it. He was right. Because if I travel and I don't come through the normal place, I will not see what he's talking about. I have to go there. But unfortunately, what we used to do is that every Friday we all go there because Friday is the busiest. Every Friday I'm there. I'm in a mask so people might not see. I'm not just there alone. I'm there with other members. We are roaming around. That's what we used to do. It is important to do that so that we can understand what is happening. So, Mr. Mahama Hariga and Kesi Latofosi, you don't buy petrol. So don't suggest to us that 1 cedi is nothing. It doesn't mean that because they don't buy petrol, they cannot be sensitive. They can be sensitive even if they are not buying. But I'm for the passage of the bill which has now been passed and duly assented to by President John Dramani Mahama. So now, what is the impact of this new tax that has been passed 6 months into the administration of the National Democratic Congress? So let's start with the tricycle, viewers. Let's start with the tricycle. Can you see the tricycle over there? Okay, thank you very much. So the tricycle is an Apsonic tricycle. It has 28-liter capacity. We know what these tricycles do. Zoom Lion credits that. In fact, I have a documentary on Zoom Lion coming next week. He's done some big African countries and signed major contracts I have a documentary coming up on it on Tuesday. Watch out for that one. It's an amazing work of a Ghanaian company. So these Aboboya vehicles, which was introduced into the system by Zoom Lion, are doing so much today. They are doing so much everywhere. Now, it has 28 liters of petrol capacity. So the petrol price currently is 12.59 at GOIL, the state oil company. So since the bill was passed, this is what is going to happen. The current cost to fill his tanks at 12.9 times 28 is 352 cedis 0.52. So 352.52 is what he will need to fill his tank right now. I mean, before the bill was passed. Now, with 1 cedi extra per liter, which is making the liter now 13.59 cedis, with 28 liters, he is now going to pay 380 cedis. He is going to pay an extra 28 cedis to fill the Aboboya truck. 28 cedis more. That's how he's going to pay to fill it. And whether he likes it or not, he will fill it at some point. He can buy 1 gallon, but you have to have a lot of petrol in it. So if he's buying it at a goal, as they sometimes do, so they can use it the whole day, he's going to pay an extra 28 cedis. That's the real meaning of it. Let's move on from this truck onto another kind of vehicle. So Honda Civic is what you find a lot of the young people who start working, those who are not from great homes like some of us. Your father doesn't have a car, your mother doesn't have a car, so you have to buy your own car. They take a loan from the bank and etc. and they buy these cars. They serve them very, very well. I've used some of these cars before. I used to have a Hyundai Excel back in the day. I don't know whether some of you know what that is. So Honda Civic at 47 liters capacity, this is the situation. Before the bill, with the GOIL petrol price at 12.59 at 1 liter, he was going to spend, that's 12.59 times 47 liters, which fills the tank. He was going to spend 591.73 to fill the tank of this car. At 1 cedi extra, with now the bill of 1 liter at 13.59, he's going to have 13.59 times 47 liters of this car, and that's going to be 638. So now it's going to be 638. Before it was 591, and so he's going to pay an extra 47 cedis to fill his tank if he wants to fill it on Monday so that he can go to work and come at 12 cedis. If the petrol price goes down, it's lower. If it goes up, it's higher because it is on per liter. It doesn't matter whether the liter is this or is that. So he's going to fill the tank that way, and he's going to pay an extra 47 cedis to fill the tank. Now let's move to another vehicle. Hyundai Elantra. Hyundai Elantra has 50 liters capacity. So at 50 liters capacity, Hyundai Elantra was going to spend 629 to fill the tank before the bill was passed. Now Hyundai Elantra is going to spend 679 to fill the tank, and the extra cost is 50 cedis. So Hyundai Elantra is going to pay 50 cedis more to fill the tank. Let's move on to another one. This is the Mercedes Trotro, if you like, the Sprinter. Now, he uses 93 liters for full capacity. So before, he was spending 1,170 to fill his tank. Now, he'll be spending 1,263. The difference is 93 cedis, almost 100 cedis. That's punitive, isn't it? If he's a commercial driver, he's paying 93 cedis more to fill his tank than he was paying before with the introduction of the D levy. That's quite punitive, isn't it? Okay. Now, let's look at a smaller one, the Toyota Vitz, which many people use for taxi and for Uber. Toyota Vitz, yes. Taxi and Uber, a lot of them use it. For Toyota Vitz, they have 30-liter full capacity. So before, they were going to fill their tank with 377. Now they fill their tank with 407. So the extra cost of filling the tank for the Toyota Vitz is now at 30 cedis. 30 cedis, that's what it is. And then we have the big VIP. So this one is going to Kumasi from Accra. It's going to Accra to Sunyani, Accra to Tamale, Accra to wherever. That's how the VIPs are doing very, very well. Now, the VIPs have a 480-liter capacity to fill the tank. And because they travel long distances, their tank is usually full. By the time they are leaving Accra, by the time they are setting up, the tank is full because they are going on a long journey. So they really don't know what will happen. So they usually fill their tank. This is the analysis for them. Currently, they are filling their tank at 6,043 cedis. If the liter of fuel is 12 cedis at GOIL. Now, with the changes that have come, they are now going to fill their tank with 6,523 cedis. The extra amount that they are needing to fill the tank is 480 cedis. That's something. And these are the people who are carrying passengers from here to here. Some of these passengers are carrying goods. Some are carrying food items. So now you are bringing yam and apim from Tepa, and you are bringing it from Tepa to Insawam. You are going to cost more. You are going to incur more fuel cost. In the circumstance, are they going to increase the price of the yam, or are they going to increase the price of the apim? I don't know, but I think so. So this is the real analysis of what is going to begin to bite in the next few days, as the law has now been passed and signed by President Mahama, and therefore is there. Okay, now let's look at the comparative analysis of what we have here. So we have e-levy on top here. So we're going to look at e-levy. For every 500 cedis you pay, there's 5 cedis in taxes. But D-levy, for every 500 cedis you spend, you're going to spend 40 cedis in taxes. This is the difference. This is the difference. When there was e-levy, which has now been abolished, if you do transactions on your mobile phone and you send 500 cedis, if Apreku sends me 500 cedis, he is going to pay 5 cedis in taxes because it was 1% of whatever you send. That's the bill that Parliament passed. This is the e-levy that was abolished by the government. It was a campaign issue. I didn't like it. You didn't like it. Nobody liked it. Ken Ofori-Atta told us so many times. I said, good thing, but we said, no, we are tired. In fact, when e-levy was abolished, many neutrals on the phone, on Facebook, were saying, thank you for abolishing it, Aban Papa, buy, and all of that was said. Now, the same Aban Papa who said that we don't need to pay e-levy now comes to us. Now, e-levy did not have a multiplier effect. What do I mean by that? What I mean by multiplier effect is that when you were sending e-levy, you send e-levy to somebody, you pay money, it does not necessarily translate into the price of goods and services around you. Again, e-levy was optional, maybe 20% optional. 20% optional because whilst it was very convenient, you could still do without it. You can issue a check for the person. You can go to the person by picking transport if that will incur some cost and give the person the money. You can issue a bank transfer to the person. You can do a few things. I think bank transfers to a charge, but you can issue a check to the person. So e-levy was just 80% compulsory. With D-levy, it almost 100% compulsory because it's transportation. If you live in Medina and you work in Accra, every day, Monday to Friday, you are coming from Medina to Accra. If you're a caterer and your catering company is in Tesano and you are going to serve people at Spintex Road, you have to go. You can't avoid it. There's no way to avoid it. You have to put the food in your stuff and drive it to Spintex Road and serve the engagement and serve the wedding. You can't say you're not going. So with the transportation tax, it is daunting in that it is almost compulsory. And we have a transportation system in Ghana where there are excessive taxes on it already. And they call it the petroleum price buildup. Now, with this tax coming on board, you can't do anything about it. So this has a multiplier effect. If you are spending 500 cedis on petrol and you are paying 40 cedis more, and on 500 cedis on petrol, you are selling your unit price for 7 cedis, and now you have to pay 40 cedis more, you might change your unit price from 7 cedis to 9 cedis. That is the debacle of this levy. It is a debacle because it is a big deal. It's daunting and you cannot dodge it. There's no way you can dodge it. The government has been quite clever. So whereas there was e-levy which was raising some money, D-levy will probably raise more money, but it will come at a cost of affecting the livelihoods of Ghanaians. And maybe perhaps it depends on how the government is able to convince the people of Ghana that this is a good thing, let's do it. That's how this works. Let's look at 1,000 cedis. Under e-levy, for every 1,000 cedis that you sent, you are going to pay 10 cedis. And everybody said it's bad. Then the government comes to introduce it and says that for every 1,000 cedis of petrol you buy, you are paying 80 cedis in a tax. For every 1,000 cedis of e-levy, you are paying 10 cedis. For every 1,000 cedis of petrol, you are paying 8 cedis. Ofori-Atta is up, Ato-Forsen is down. Which one is more punitive? Akufo-Addo is e-levy, John Mahama is D-levy. Which one is more punitive? It's a question for all of us to look at and answer. It's a question also for us to engage the NDC with, because this was never on the cards. Somebody puts a post and says that if the NDC is doing this because they say people have stolen, they should rather go and collect the money. Why are they punishing us for people who have stolen something? Why are the general public being punished for another person who has stolen something? Except that something is not adding up and something is not being told. But this is the situation. This is what Akufo-Addo brought. For which reason the MPP was booted out of office. One of the reasons. This is what NDC have brought 6 months into coming to power. Coming to power on the back of criticizing e-levy. Within 6 months of coming to power, they introduced a worse levy. Are they giving politicians a bad name? Are we all going to be consumed one day by some insurrection because of some of these things? What is happening? Because if you come to power on the back of indicating the ills of e-levy, and then within 6 months, you introduce something that is worse. At 12:10 midnight, we will see what social media is saying about it. Do we have I think we got a thought that's about it, isn't it? Yes. So let's get to social media. This is what social media said about the new tax. One, Shamima Muslim said that, and you know who Shamima Muslim is? She's the director of communications at the office of the president. She said that I will pay 1 cedi as my contribution to ending the stifling energy sector debt. What about you? My goodness. Shamima Muslim does not buy petrol. She shouldn't buy petrol. I'm not saying she should buy. It's the prerequisites of the office. She doesn't buy petrol. She shouldn't buy petrol. Those of you who don't buy petrol, at least maybe the communication people could have gone to Damango, could have gone to Sisala, could have gone to Yendi, and get videos of truck drivers who are willing to pay and say that, well, we have seen the situation, we want to pay. That one we will take. But you, the government appointment holder, you don't buy petrol. So you don't pay any 1 cedi. No 1 cedi is demanded of you. The 1 cedi that's demanded of you, it will be taxpayers' money. Because it is taxpayers' money that you are using to buy the petrol. The taxpayer is buying your petrol for you. So your 1 cedi is being paid by the taxpayer. So the taxpayer, I pay my own 1 cedi, and I also pay the 1 cedi of the importance people. It is fair. There's no problem about it because it is nominal. Tomorrow, another person will occupy the space. Tomorrow, another person. Let's not destroy our institutions. So yes, Shamima Muslim deserves a state purchase car, a state purchase maintenance car, and also a state purchase fuel. We understand that. But because you do that, don't come and rub it in our face with things like this. You, Shamima, you don't buy any petrol anywhere. So don't come and tell us that I will pay 1 cedi as my contribution to ending the stifling energy sector debt. What about you? What about me? Me, I can't do anything. I have to pay. I don't have power, so I'll pay. But you don't pay some. So don't come and tell us that you are paying some. Who are you deceiving? This is deception. This is total deception. Who are you deceiving? You are sitting in Jubilee House, the car you are using, you didn't buy it. You didn't buy it. It's for the state. You deserve it. No problem about that. You deserve it. But because you deserve it and you are working for the state, don't come and insult us this way. That you will pay. You will pay 1 cedi. Shamima Muslim. Let's move on and see what others are saying. So then came Franklin Kujo. He says that Dumso levy replaces e-levy. My dear brother energy minister, please discontinue this dream immediately. Please, there's a lot of waste in the sector you are aware of. We can help you cut the waste now. Benjamin Kwabena Boache, Benji, Dennis, Asare, Dennis. Okay. And then Franklin Kujo was responding to this. He says, government introduces energy sector levy amendment bill seeking to impose 1 tax on all petroleum. And Franklin Kujo says, my dear brother, please discontinue this. This is Franklin Kujo, who is the expert, one of those who was also very angry with e-levy, campaigned against MPP. And I'm sure that I can share Franklin's pain, and everybody can understand some of these things. There's another one by Franklin. Would you find it for me? The one that he said, yeah, this one. Franklin Kujo, again, this is at the point of passing the bill. It says, Parliament passes Energy Sector Levy Amendment Bill 2025, imposing 1 cedi on every litre of fuel after minority stage walkout. And then Franklin Kujo says, that quick, fastest pickpocketing ever. I will not say that. I don't think the government is pickpocketing anybody. It's a policy. Is it a bad policy? Is it a good policy? We can discuss it. But Franklin Kujo's words are fastest pickpocketing ever. He says the government is picking our pockets. They are coming to you with an invincible hand, waiting for you at the fuel station. When you buy, they pick 1 cedi, put in their pockets. When you buy, they pick 1 cedi. They pick your 1 cedi, 1 cedi, 1 cedi. What are they going to use the money for? We don't know yet. I'm sure they will tell us. They say that the money is supposed to keep the lights on, isn't it? Okay. And then this is our dear friend. I'm happy. This is Nanama Pratt, the spokesperson to the First Lady. I'm happy to make this sacrifice of paying the tax on all petroleum products. Amma Pratt, press secretary and spokesperson to vice president. Amma Pratt, give us a break. Give us a total break. Have you bought petrol before since you became vice president? If you have done that, then Ghana should be ashamed of itself. Ghanaians should be ashamed of themselves if Amma Pratt is buying her own petrol. She works for the vice president. She cannot buy her own petrol. She should not buy her own petrol. We understand that. But because you are not buying your own petrol, I'm a prat. Don't come and give us this thing. I'm happy to make this Which sacrifice are you making? What sacrifice? Where is the sacrifice? You don't buy any petrol. Then you're coming to tell us that you're happy to. The government PR is not correct. I mean, fellas, what's happening? Is that what you told them to say? Didn't you know that we'll be here to respond? But we are all PR people. Is that how to run a PR? A person who doesn't pay some of the tax comes to say this, and you are hoping that nobody will find out in this sophisticated Ghana. Oh, please, Felix, up the game. Go and do video. You have your constituency people. They are in village. Go and do videos of them. They're saying that we will pay the tax. Viewers, if you see that they've done that, it means I gave them the idea they should come and pay me. So if you see any video that they've done that, send it to me. That's telling the people they've taken your idea, they should pay you. Felix, that's what you should be doing. You don't get your people here who don't buy some of the petrol to come and talk about it. No. How many times did Sami Jenfi use as an analogy? Gabriel Chidaku doesn't know because it's an air conditioning car. Akufo-Addo is an air conditioning car. They don't buy some of the petrol, so they don't know. And how many times did Sami Jenfi say it? Have you forgotten? And then you come and put your appointees here, and they are saying, and I love the language. It's so beautiful. I'm happy to make this sacrifice of paying the 1% tax on all petroleum products. I'm a prat. Oh, no. This one, please, we beg you. You step aside on this one. Because the petrol, you don't buy some. The 1 CD, you don't pay some. We don't want you to pay. You are entitled not to pay. For the period that you are working for the vice president, you are entitled not to pay. We agree with that. But because you are doing that, don't come and be telling us these things anyway. Let me move on. This one is from Dr. Reverson Opong. He's the CEO of the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. He says, the introduction of additional levy on petroleum products is unacceptable. Well, you expect that from him, but let's see how the conversation goes going forward. This one is from Eduji Tamaklo. He says, painful but necessary. We are pleading with Ghanaians. Please bear with us. We beg you. I think for communication, this was the best. For PR, this was the best. This is far better than that. I am paying and you to come and pay when you know that you're not paying. Eduji, you did better, but you didn't get there. Now, I've told you, NDC people, every Friday, go to MPA. I know the people who used to work there. Eduji has petrol coupon for you. He's been giving it to Jifa Gunu and his friends. All of you are entitled. Go to MPA every Friday. Tomorrow is a holiday. Next week, Friday, tell him that you heard on Good Evening Ghana that as MPA boss, he has got coupons. He has it. He should give it to you. You supported the campaign. You are the foot soldiers. He should give you the gold coupon. And I like what he wrote. He said it is painful, which is true. You see, in PR, truth is always very important. Start with the truth, and then you can build your propaganda thereafter. But the thing that Shamima and Amaprat were doing there, I'm not sure about it. So, painful but necessary. We are pleading with Ghanaians. Please, bear with us. We beg you. It is better. We will still not understand. Because you, Tamaklo, you didn't bear with Akufo-Addo at all. You, Tamaklo, Eduji, you didn't bear with Akufo-Addo and Ken Ofori-Atta at all. You still, we should cut off their head. We should kill them. 6 months into your administration, you have taken off e-levy and brought something that is worse than e-levy. You are asking Ghanaians to beg. We are asking Ghanaians that you beg them. You are begging. If Akufo-Addo had begged, would you have listened? If Akufo-Addo has said, Ghanaians, I beg you. If Dr. Baumia has said, Ghanaians, I beg you. You, Tamaklo, would you listen? Today, 6 months into your administration, you find yourself begging Ghanaians. Didn't you tell us that Oral was going to recuperate $21 billion and that all the money that has been stolen under Oral is $21 billion? They are going to save $21 billion for Ghana. Ken Ofori-Atta has $58 million of a dark hole. You are going to save it for Ghana. E-levy was bad. Even the people who said COVID has come, Russia-Ukraine war has come, so we need e-levy. Even them who were pointing to something. You said that they are criminals and they are bad people. We should vote them out. You have been elected into office just 6 months down the line. We didn't know that we'll be able to talk like this 6 months down the line. For the kind of campaign, the successful campaign that was waged by the National Democratic Congress, we didn't know that it would take only 6 months for us to be able to talk about NDC like this. That NDC have imposed taxes. NDC went to Parliament in March and abolished what they call nuisance taxes. Keselatu Forson was hailed for it, that he is the Messiah who has just arrived. Today, Keselatu Forson is doing something that Franklin Kujo calls pickpocketing. Edwin Tamaklo comes and says, we beg you. Who are you begging? You are begging us because you want to stay in power. You are enjoying the power, so you are begging us that we should keep you in power. We should bear the brunt of 1 cedi of every litre and keep you in power. That is what you are begging for. Well, the Ghanaian people will make the decision. The decision is not for journalists to make. The decision is for the Ghanaian people. It's not a journalistic decision. It's a popular vote decision. You are begging us 6 months into the administration. You have brought something worse than e-levy. Worse than... I'd like to see Sami Jemfi's post. I've not seen it. You have brought something worse than e-levy. But you people say you have been successful with gold. You say you have billions of reserve in 5 months. You have brought the dollar down so significantly, applauded by global everywhere. How do you need money again? I don't understand it. What is happening? You have done so well with gold, and President Mahama says gold has brought us reserves of billion. And then you have the dollar down and everything is fine. Prices are going down. What do you need to beg for? What are you begging for? Why are you imposing taxes when the government is so sweet, so well doing? You are coming to impose tax to collect more of the all that you are collecting in gold. You are coming to collect more from the Ghanaian people, and you are begging us that we should accept it and pay, that we keep you at MPA as the boss. We'll get there. Aside for Oliver Vermaho never disappoints. He says, when I ask for more oral arrest, you tell me to wait, to give time. When you want to tax me, you do it quickly. When I was asleep, hey, I'm a Ghana. Well, Oliver is their man. Oliver is their man. This is what Oliver is saying. He's consistent, though. He was very much against e-levy. He's also against this one. He says that when he asks them to go and catch oral people, they say, oh, wait small. But when they want to do the thing, they do it quick. Is there another one? This is also Oliver. It says that if you are telling me that we need a tax because MPP misappropriated and misapplied the ESLA funds, why aren't you going after them? Why aren't you going to them for your money? If you say I should blame them, then why are you making us pay for it? Are we them? Don't you know the way to their house? Are you lost? Let me read it again and slowly. It says, if you are telling me that we need a tax because MPP misappropriated and misapplied the ESLA funds, why aren't you going to them for your money? If you say I should blame them, then why are you making us pay for it? Are we them? Don't you know the way to their house? Are you lost? I see. 23 minutes at the top of the hour. We'll take some text messages very soon. I see. I like this. Does that not remind you of Che Mensa Bonsu? For me, it does. I like this. It's D-Levy. Beautiful cake. Tomorrow is Salah. Salah, do we eat cake? Salah, we eat zongo rice and cow meat and all of that. I like this one too. E-levy out, Doomsaw levy in. These days, these things they do. President Mohammed's nice face. Well, I like to come to the Nana Poku conversation, but I'll take text messages first. Then I'll come to that conversation, and then thereafter we can have the Islamic conversation. We'll end with our June 4th documentary, which we showed some years ago, but I'll show it to you again. Antoinette, what are people saying?
Yes, so people seem to want to have a comparative analysis, and they keep saying that initially the prices of the fuel were quite higher than now, so the D-levy would equally not make the prices, go as high as it was at that time. So Colin says he thinks that we should do some analysis by comparing how it was before they came to power for principle of fairness, so that they would be on the safer side. Alhaji Yusuf Husseini says that the e-levy was optional, was opposed without mercy by the NDC, but today the D-levy is so encompassing that it affects everybody. It's sad that the NDC forgot so soon that currently they enjoy the goodwill of Ghanaians, who have traded the goodwill without any human face is fast eroding the goodwill they enjoyed. Just 6 million people give the NDC the presidency and the majority in parliament, subtract them from the total registered voters, so you see the count out of office has just begun. Now, Kelvin Maruli Duffer says, what hurt me the most is they have already increased electricity by at least 14%, yet they are here telling us to pay 1 Ghana cedi per litre to support electricity. What at all are they talking about? How about the 14% increments they've already given us? Now, Saeed Countryman says, how some airheads believe this obnoxious Dumso levy is only 1 Ghana cedi would surprise even the devil. Unfortunately, this diseased thinking is being fueled by social media engagement of paid government squealers in the offices of government propaganda. These are the people driving on free fuel at our collective expense. Governance has become cheap. Now, Akari says, in pulse analysis, that if you send 1,000 cedis, according to the e-levy, you were actually supposed to pay 9 cedis and not 10 cedis, because the first 100 cedis of any amount you sent was exempted from the tax. If you send only 100 cedis, you wouldn't even pay any levy at all. Now, Papa Achampon says, when there was no D-levy, but there was E-levy, how much was a litre of petroleum product and the strength of the Ghanaian cedi? They still think that this is a better bargain than the E-levy. Now, Abdullah says that Atuforsen initially made unrealistic claims about increasing taxes as a share of GDP without introducing new taxes, which lacked credibility. Because now, despite previous assertions, new taxes are being implemented due to unforeseen circumstances that were known since January 7, 2025. It seems there is a shift in policy and additional taxes are forthcoming. The situation highlights the importance of transparency and adaptability in governance. Now, Elikem Daddy lastly says that some month back, the same litre of fuel was going for 17 Ghana cedis. If you're paying 13 cedis now, what is wrong about this? We pay the e-levy and also higher fuel prices in the old administration. I do not think Ghanaians have any problem paying the D-levy now. Now back to you, Paul.
All right, let's get to this. Let's look at this analysis and see. Kojo Poku, the former presidential candidate, said something very interesting. Now, his point is that the government had made projections on their budget with the dollar at 15. That's the projection the government made, according to Kojo Poku, the presidential candidate. He says that because the dollar is now doing, the cedi is now doing so well, and it's at 10 actually, the projections of the government have a 30% short hole. What does that mean? Government of Ghana earns a lot of dollars. When we sell gold, we sell oil, we sell cocoa, and other small exports. We get dollars. So every quarter we expect some dollars from international markets. So if $200 million is coming into the government of Ghana, what does the government of Ghana use the money for? The government of Ghana changes that money to cedis, and that's what will go to Accountant General, will pay nurses, will pay teachers, will pay doctors, will pay soldiers, will pay police, and all of that. So if you do your budgets with the projection of 15, the dollar at 15, then you know that the $200 million that is coming in April, if your budget is in March, $200 that's coming in April represents times 15. And then you can make adjustments for allowances to some of these people so that they can all enjoy the Ghana. If you made those projections with the budget in March, and now the 200 million is coming at 10, then you have a hole based on the projections you made and based on the analysis you made. So he's making an interesting point that this levy is not about that. This levy is to cover that hole.